What are you giving up for Lent? You will hear that question often during the coming weeks. The practice of giving up something for Lent is one of the Catholic customs that has survived our changing church. Many young people who know little of our Catholic traditions know that during Lent we give up something. The expression to give something up is a curious use of the English language. Webster's dictionary lists 6 different meanings for the expression to give up. 1, to surrender, as to give up to captors. 2, to devote complete to, as to give oneself up to one's work. 3, to lose hope, as to give up in despair. 4, to abandon, as to give up on a project. 5, to part with, as to give up one's place in line. 6, to stop, as to give up smoking. None of those quite captures our tradition of giving up something for Lent. So with all due respect to Webster, I will add a 7th to his list. To give up something for Lent is to immolate. Webster's definition of immolate is to offer in sacrifice. The sacrifices of the Old Testament were offerings of animals in homage to God. Something valuable was destroyed and the owner lost its benefit, to recognize that it and all our blessings are from God. These Old Testament sacrifices have been replaced by the sacrifice of Christ. The letter to the Hebrews says, Christ has no need, as did the high priests, to offer sacrifice day after day. He did that once for all when he offered himself. By baptism, we are identified with Christ and the mystery of his death and resurrection. Our Lenten sacrifices are therefore joined with the sacrifice of Christ. St. Paul wrote, "In my flesh I am filling up what is lacking in the afflictions of Christ on behalf of his body, the Church." There is a temptation to use a sacrifice as an excuse from further obligations. Isaiah the prophet said, "This is the fasting that I wish. Release those bound unjustly, setting free the oppressed, sharing your bread with the hungry, sheltering the homeless, clothing the naked, and not turning your back on your own." Giving up is composed of a verb and a preposition. The verb give refers to what is offered, the preposition up to our motive. What are you giving up? And why are you giving it up? Both are significant, but the why, the motive, is critical. What is given up should be a sacrifice, an immolation. It should hurt. Why it is offered should be an unselfish motive, not to impress others, but to draw closer to God by reforming myself. Webster's first definition of to give is to make a present of, to give a gift. We often say it's not the gift but the thought that counts. We often have mixed motives. Many people would like to lose weight, stop smoking, or curb their drinking. Can one use Lent to help one achieve personal physical goals? Not if your dominant motive is vanity or pride, but if your motive is to better ourselves both physically and spiritually, it is praiseworthy. Few of us have pure motives, so we must be honest about our dominant motive. Also, the care of our body is related to the care of our soul. Theologians say grace builds on nature. The world around us can bring us closer to God. Lent can improve our bodies as well as our souls when our motive is noble. Grace builds on nature. Christmas is a time for giving. Lent is a time for giving up. Give a gift to God and to yourself. Give up something that you are unwisely attached to free yourself to move closer to God.